here you have to remember, whenever you are reading Finance Commission, don't just stop at for constitutional status. You have to remember whether it is permanent or non-permanent, because it is constituted every 5 years or earlier means it is non-permanent. Similarly, Interstate Council is also a non-permanent constitutional body. You have to link, okay, whenever you are reading, read similar things or read what are the differences between those. Like that, if you remember, it will be lasted for wrong, okay. Then, so as we have seen, it is a constitutional body under Article 280 of Indian Constitution, constituted by the President of India for 5 years or earlier also. If the need arises, even before 5 years also, it can be created. So what is the purpose of Finance Commission? Devolution of funds, okay, between whom? Center and states. Why it need to be devolved? Yes. Simply you can remember, right, Finance Commission is like a mother of the home, okay. So if many persons are earning, everyone will give to mother, right. In these days I don't think you will be giving or not, but in movies or in shows you will be seeing, right, okay. So they will be giving to the mother according to the needs of the particular person, again it will be given back, yes or no. Same thing is done by Finance Commission, okay. So because center and states have their own domain, you know, 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, right, okay, union list, state list. So what type of center-state relations we have? Administrative. So in financial, Parliament is empowered to impose taxes only in the subjects of union list. Similarly, state list, state subject. So like now if you see, in the recent times, we have introduction of GST, right, okay. In GST we have how many types? ఎప్పుడు రెస్టారెంట్స్కి వెళ్ళలేదా, బిల్ చూడలేదా, షాపింగ్ బిల్స్ చూడలేదా? దెన్ CGST, SGST, IGST, okay. So now after, when was GST introduced? 2017, okay, good. What is the concept behind this GST? One nation, one tax, and also to promote cooperative federalism, okay. So here what happens is, under CGST, whatever the money is collected, it will go to the center, okay. SGST, state's domain, okay. But IGST means who will collect? On what things IGST will be imposed? Yes. So IGST money will be kept with whom? Distributed between states, center and states, sure. Then what about cess and surcharge? Why? Yes. What is the difference between cess and surcharge? Yes. What is surcharge then? It is like a tax on tax, simply, okay. One word you can remember, tax on tax, okay. So these money will not go for the okay, states will not get any money from this particular pool, but all this money, if you see, why? Because center is collecting more, okay, and center's earning power is more, and states have lost because of introduction of GST. This is what you have to remember. Whatever that is there under Finance Commission, chairman plus 4 members, all that I am not going to discuss in more detail, because that will be there in the books. So why the 16th Finance Commission is so much in importance? Because 15th Finance Commission also faced so much of criticism, right? Why? What is the reason? Yes, because they wanted to take 2011 census, okay. So what happens if they take 2011 census instead of 1971 earlier census? Why? How? Yes, very good. So normally, as you said, Finance Commission's primary function is to devolve funds between center and states. So how this devolution happens? 2 ways. One is horizontal and one is vertical devolution. Vertical devolution means from center to states, okay. So how much money, for example, if center earns 100 rupees, it will keep 50 rupees with it and 50 rupees will be dispersed between the states, right. So this 50 rupees dispersed among the states is called vertical devolution, okay. So coming from center to states. here among states, okay, you will be giving according to their needs, no, that is what horizontal devolution is. So these two things will be looked by the Finance Commission, okay. So why we are having this Finance Commission is because center has more ambit of collecting of taxes. So all those cannot be kept with center only. States are primarily looking into more responsibilities, so they have to be given back to the states. But how much is to be given? That particular measure will be checked by the Finance Commission according to the needs. That is what the primary job. After devolution of funds, second job of Finance Commission is to recommend grant in aids. Have you seen about grant in aids? What is grant in aid? It is nothing but an assistance, okay, provided by one government to another government. Here whom is providing to whom? It is central government providing to the state governments, okay. What type of grants we have in Indian Constitution? Statutory grants and discretionary grants. Statutory grants under Article 275 of Indian Constitution, okay. So discretionary grants are not there for every state. Whenever the state is required at that particular purpose only we are giving them, okay. So this is what, so these two grant in aids also will be provided on the recommendations of Finance Commission. Next, third thing is how to augment. Augment means increase the revenues for consolidated fund of state, okay, means how to increase the revenues for the state government, okay, what ways it can increase. These are the three things, and any other matter referred by the president also can be recommended by Finance Commission. So you know this is a body with how many members? Chairman plus 4 members will be there, okay. So we'll be looking those qualifications, but here the most important thing is this difference, okay, you have to remember. So these devolution also you have to understand. You need not remember numericals here, okay. UPSC doesn't focus on numericals, but just remember this difference, okay, because previously 13th Finance Commission has recommended 32% of center's money should go with the states. This tremendously increased to 42% under 14th Finance Commission, okay. But now it was reduced to 41% under 15th Finance Commission, okay. Why 1% decreased? Anyone? Very good. Jammu and Kashmir was made a union territory, right? So it was reorganized. So we have promised that there will be additional funds. So that 1% cut was given to Jammu and Kashmir. So 41% will be devoluted to states and other money kept as it is. But what is the terms of reference you have to understand. So this is the weight in 15th Finance Commission, that is weight in 14th Finance Commission. So what are other things which were included? If you see here, this is included, okay. Tax effort means if how well they are using the tax money, okay. So what innovative things they are doing, all these things, and also demographic performance. This is what created controversy, right? Because if you take 2011 census, southern states have controlled population better, okay, compared to northern states. So if whoever have control, they are getting less money, okay, and whoever did not control population, they are getting more money. That what has created controversy among this terms of reference of 15th Finance Commission, okay. So this is one reason. Next, okay, so this is weightage, okay. After the class you can get some PPT also, you can refer to this. So why it is in news? Because Arvind Panagaria was appointed as head of 16th Finance Commission. Who was he? Okay, this person was the first vice chairman of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog it is a executive body, okay. It is non-constitutional, non-statutory body. It was not created by any act of parliament. It was created by an executive resolution. Do remember, okay. So Arvind Panagaria is the first vice chairman. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? Prime Minister himself. Okay, do remember that. And this person, he is also previously, he served as chief economist of Asian Development Bank. Okay, so where is this Asian Development Bank located? GS3 ఎంతమంది చదివారు? సిలబస్ అయినా చదివారా GS3ది? ఏమనుంది సిలబస్లో? మల్టీలాటరల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ అనే పదం ఎప్పుడైనా కనిపించిందా? ADB అనేది కూడా దాంట్లోకి వచ్చేది. ఎందుకు? మనకెందుకు? అది ఏదో ఎక్కడో కంట్రీలో ఉంది కదా, కాదు. ఇండియాకు కూడా డిఫరెంట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్కి ఫండింగ్ ADB నుంచి వస్తుంది కాబట్టి ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, సో ADB ఈస్ డామినేటెడ్ బై విచ్ కంట్రీ? ఎస్, యూ? ఎస్, answer? China. Then AIIB? Japan. Okay, this is how when you are reading you should link all these things, you should not stop at one place. Okay, so Asian Development Bank is dominated by Japan. It was formed in 1966, headquartered in Manila, Philippines. Okay, so after this only, because Japan is a friend of US. Okay, so India is also a member in ADB. Japan is the first largest shareholder, US is the second, and we have India as a member also. But what is the worrisome situation for China? It doesn't want US presence, right? So that is why it has formed a separate organization in 2017, which is Asian Infrastructure Development Bank, Investment and Infrastructure Bank, AIIB, in 2017. Okay, that is Chinese dominated bank. So these two are Asian banks, and we have another bank also. What is it? NDB, New Development Bank. To which organization it belongs? BRICS. Okay, yesterday itself you have seen BRICS, 5 countries were admitted into BRICS, right? Who will say who are the new members? One country said we don't want to join. Which country is it? Argentina. Very good. Okay, so these things you have to keep a watch. Some people said that they want to attempt in 2024. Without this preparation, how you are going to attempt? Don't waste your attempts. Okay, so there can be any chance, there can be any time UPSC can make any amendments, or they can make any changes in prelims or mains or attempts or age, anything can happen. Okay, so whatever there is in your hands, utilize it to the fullest extent. Okay, don't waste your attempts. Anta chadivesanu ankodu. Okay, ప్రిలిమ్స్ చదివితే సరిపోదు, మెయిన్స్కి చదివాక నాకు మెయిన్స్ క్లియర్ చేసే క్యాపబిలిటీ ఉంది అనుకున్నప్పుడే ప్రిలిమ్స్ అటెంప్ట్ ఇవ్వండి. ప్రిలిమ్స్ చేసి మెయిన్స్ చేయకపోతే వేస్ట్, అటెంప్ట్ వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, డూ కీప్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఇన్ మైండ్. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ ఈస్ అనదర్ థింగ్, హీ వాజ్ ఆల్సో అవార్డెడ్ పద్మభూషణ్ ఇన్ 2012. ఓకే, ఇది ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే యూపీఎస్సీ ఇలాంటివి అడగదు, బట్ స్టిల్ స్టేట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ కెన్ బి ఆస్క్డ్. Okay, in 2012, Padma Bhushan is how much? First highest or second highest honor in India? Third highest. Okay, so state exams ki prepare ayetappudu state level lo Telangana nunchi aithe Telangana, Andhra nunchi aithe Andhra, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan gaani Padma Shri gaani aa year level ki vachinదో చూడాలి. Okay, UPSC doesn't ask, but UPSC elanti questions adugutundi? ఇవి ఏ కేటగిరీలో, ఏ ఆర్టికల్ కింద రిలేటెడ్గా ఉన్నాయి? విచ్ ఆర్టికల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్? ఆర్టికల్ 18. ఎస్. ఓకే, లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ కంటే ముందు 2022లో క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది ఆర్టికల్ 18 గురించి. ఓకే, డూ సీ దీస్ థింగ్స్. ఇన్ దిస్ వే యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంటిగ్రేట్ యువర్ ప్రిపరేషన్. ఓకే, దెన్ యాజ్ వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్, దీస్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ థింగ్స్, 280 and all. Next, composition, chairman and 4 members. Okay, so with respect to this, one interesting thing is constitution did not prescribe any qualification. Okay, so who should become chairman and members? Parliament was empowered by the constitution to specify its qualifications and all. So Finance Commission Act was passed in 1951. This is most important thing which you have to remember. Okay, so constitution did not directly specify the qualifications or how the members should be appointed. Okay, so it is left to the parliament. Accordingly, parliament made this act. Okay, so accordingly, according to this act, chairman should be a person who have a good knowledge of public affairs. Okay, 4 members will be there, right? 1 person should be having a qualification of judge of a high court. What is the maximum age of a judge of a high court? 62. Very good. ఓకే, కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో ఈజీగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకునేది అంటే మినిమం ఏజ్ ఉంటే మ్యాక్సిమం ఏజ్ ఉండదు, మ్యాక్సిమం ఏజ్ ఉంటే మినిమం ఏజ్ ఉండదు. ఓకే, మినిమం ఏజ్ చూస్తారు కదా, లోక్సభ 25, రాజ్యసభ 30, అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి రిటైర్మెంట్ ఏజ్ ఉండదు కదా. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? జడ్జెస్కి మినిమం ఏజ్ ఏం లేదు, బట్ మ్యాక్సిమం ఏజ్ ఉంది. సో డూ రిమెంబర్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. దెన్ special knowledge in finance and accounts of government, 1 member, and another member financial matters and administration. Another member should have a good knowledge in economics. Okay, so these are the 4 members. Duration, as we have discussed. Okay, so 15 Finance Commission అది కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఎప్పుడు జరిగింది అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు. ఓకే, టైం పీరియడ్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇట్ విల్ బీ ఇన్ ఆపరేషన్ టిల్ 2026, అంటే అది అప్పటి వరకు రికమెండేషన్స్ ఇస్తుంది. సో 16th ఫినాన్స్ కమిషన్ ఫ్రమ్ వెన్ ఇట్ విల్ స్టార్ట్ ఇట్స్ రికమెండేషన్స్, April 1st 2026 onwards. Okay, so although it was created 2 years before only, from 2026 April 1st it will start its operations. Okay, it will recommend for next 5 years term. That is what you have to remember. Next, so recommendations of 15th Finance Commission. These things can be asked in mains. Okay, so we are going to discuss both prelims and mains important things. So center's debt to GDP ratio, okay, is 58.7% and fiscal deficit, okay, so this should be around 9, okay, it is 9.2%, it should be reduced. Even which particular act has detailed about the reduction of fiscal deficit and revenue deficit? FRBM Act, and that headed by same person who have headed this finance commission also. Encasing, right, if you know, FRBM was passed in 2003. FRBM committee was also headed by Encasing, and 15th Finance Commission was also headed by same person. Okay, do remember these things. And there is a need to reduce state's debt to GDP ratio to 20%. Okay, so these things you should quote in any answer if it is asked in GS2 or GS3. Okay, so fiscal federalism or fiscal imbalances, all these things can be asked. Okay, so and it also recommended to re-examine this 2008 amendment to FRBM. So these are the main recommendations of 15th Finance Commission. And terms of reference, so these are the functions normally of any finance commission that was also given as terms of reference to 16th Finance Commission. Whatever we have discussed, distribution of net proceeds, grant in aids, statutory grants are under Article 275, and how to augment this funds of consolidated fund of a state, and also to from this particular money only will be going to panchayats and municipalities, right? Okay, like how center to states, states to local governments. Okay, in the same way. Then what are the areas on which this should focus? Because why this has created a controversy? Because you know, horizontal distribution. Okay, so southern states are paying more. Okay, even if you see sometime political debates also, although that those are not necessary, they'll be saying, so southern states are paying more and northern states are paying less and they're receiving more. Okay, because of horizontal devolution. As I told you, horizontal devolution means among states how it is dispersed. Okay, so each state is not getting equally. That is what. Okay, because of this only, this has created a controversy, north-south divide. That means southern states are paying more and receiving less. Northern states are paying less and receiving more money from the center. Okay, because this has to be resolved. Then restraining levying of cess and surcharges. This, because if you have remembered, 3 to 4 months back also, center was opposed, centers moved to impose cess and surcharges was opposed, okay, by different states, because this money will be kept only with the center. Okay, center is not imposing other taxes. Okay, they wanted to keep maximum money with them, so they are imposing cess and surcharges, so that states will not get any money out of it. So states are opposing this move. So this also needs to be resolved by 16th Finance Commission. Then restraint on freebies. You know, freebies, how much of fiscal imbalance will be created. Okay, so freebies means ఆర్టీసీ బస్సుల్లో మహిళలకు ఉచిత ప్రయాణం ఫ్రీబీనేనా? Yes or no? Okay, those type of things are freebies. So if you are giving free, who are going to pay to RTC? If you are not paying ticket, government has to pay, right? Okay, you are not paying out of your pocket. Indirectly you are paying out of your pocket. Yes or no? That has to be resolved. Okay, so these are the main tensions in fiscal relations between center and states. So as this finance commission is a balancing wheel, okay, in terms of fiscal aspects, these things has to be resolved so that smooth functioning of finance commission and its recommendations will be looked into. Okay, so what about the recommendations, whether they are advisory or binding? Advisory only. So whatever the finance commission recommends, those recommendations are advisory only. It is not binding on the government. Okay, so finance commission will submit its report to whom? President or Parliament or Finance Minister or whom? I also don't know answer for this. You answer in your test. Okay, after the class you will have a test of 15 questions. Okay, based on these topics only, answer in that particular test. Okay, so now next topic is this SKAO. What is this project about? Have you seen in news? What are these? Any idea? You are not at all aware of this, okay? Square kilometer array observatory. So why this is so much in news? Why it is important to discuss in the class? Because India has become part of this observatory, okay? So this is an international collaboration between few countries and India became part of this. So in UPSC, do remember that any particular organization in which India joins, or in science and technology especially, you know, UPSC will focus on application based questions, but sometimes it will also ask such questions like if anything happens in India, okay, or if India achieves anything for the first time like Chandrayaan 3, okay, or anything which is important from India's perspective will be important in UPSC, okay. So this is an international collaboration, although but India is joining this, so it is important for your exam, okay. So what is this observatory about? It is nothing but a radio telescope, okay. So it is observing radio waves. So what is radio wave? ఎప్పుడో చిన్నప్పుడు ఫిజిక్స్లో చదువుకుని ఉంటారు కదా, చదివారా? కాపీ పేస్టా? ఓకే, సో ఎలక్ట్రోమాగ్నెటిక్ స్పెక్ట్రమ్ అనేది చదివారా? ఎలాంటి వేవ్స్ ఉంటాయి దాంట్లో? లైట్ రేస్, గామా రేస్, ఇన్ఫ్రారెడ్, ఎక్స్రేస్, రేడియో వేవ్స్ చదివారా? ఏమన్నా గుర్తుందా? అట్లీస్ట్ చదివినట్టు బయటకు వస్తుందా? నో? Yes. So in this particular observatory we are going to use radio telescopes, okay. So through radio telescopes what we are going to achieve? Normally in the universe, if you see, everything will be transmitted through light, okay. If you understand how the light is going on, okay, what is the nature of the light, where it is going straight, where it is going to bend, or in which areas it is not getting past, all these things, then you will understand what is going there in the universe. So these radio telescopes also help us in understanding what is going on in the universe, okay. In understanding the universe, in understanding more about the stars, galaxies and all, this particular observatory is there, okay. So here you have to remember, this particular observatory is the world's largest radio telescope, okay, world's largest radio telescope. So here you are going to study about stars and galaxies, because they also, star is nothing but a celestial body which emit light, okay. Yes, Earth is a celestial body or not? Earth has its own light. Then why we are dependent on sun and moon? Okay. Earth is a planet, it is not a star. Star is a celestial body, okay. So here stars and galaxies which emit visible light, okay. So from the light, you know, electromagnetic spectrum and these rays will be there as part of the radiation. So these radio telescopes, what they will do is, from the space they will grab these radio waves and then they will try to enhance our idea with respect to universe, okay. So where the galaxies are there, where stars are there, so these things will understand better from these radio telescopes, okay. So then what is more about this, you have to remember that it operates both day and night, okay. There is no restriction on this, and here you have to remember this main thing, okay. So this is based in South Africa and Australia, okay. This particular observatory is based in Australia and South Africa, but actual project, okay, so this is looked by an organization, right? That organization is headquartered in UK, okay. This observatory's responsibility is taken care by an organization which is based in UK, okay, but this observatory is placed in Australia and South Africa both, okay, and it is a collaboration because it is best placed in, why it is placed in Australia and South Africa means southern hemisphere, okay. Both countries are located in southern hemisphere, right? From southern hemisphere, Milky Way galaxy's view will be the best, okay. So without any obstructions we can see the galaxy. We belong to Milky Way, right? Milky Way galaxy. So from there we can see it the best, and also interference means diversions will not be there much here. So that is why it is located in Australia and South Africa. And which are all countries taking part of it? Australia, South Africa, those we have seen, Canada, China, France, India, Italy and Germany. UK it is headquartered, okay. So these are all countries which are participating in this particular observatory, okay. As India has joined this, this is in news, okay. So objective is cutting edge radio telescopes technology and to understand about the universe, okay, to develop technology to build telescopes to understand the universe. That is the main objective, and it is headquartered in UK. You need not remember these things. What is India's role? It started involving in this from 1990s only, okay, by giving some developmental funds and money and all. So what happens is, normally you know, under Article 253 of Indian Constitution, when we sign any particular international agreement, that has to be ratified again by the Parliament, right? Okay. For example, if you have Convention on Biodiversity, is there any convention in environment? CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity you have. ఏంటి నేను కొత్తగా ఏమైనా చెప్తున్నానా? 1992 Earth Summit తెలుసా? Rio Earth Summit. What are 3 outcomes of it? Major 3 outcomes? UNFCCC for climate change, CBD for biodiversity and CCD for desertification. 3 outcomes kada. CBD మనం ఇండియా రాటిఫై చేసినందుకు ఇండియా ఏం పాస్ చేసింది లా? బయోడైవర్సిటీ యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 2002. ఓకే, అలా ఇంటర్నేషనల్గా మనం ఏదైనా రాటిఫై చేస్తే అక్కడ ఎవరు సైన్ చేస్తారు? ఐదర్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఆర్ ఎనీ డిగ్నిటరీ సైన్ చేస్తే అక్కడ వాళ్ళతో ఆగిపోదు అది. ఇండియన్ పార్లమెంట్ కూడా అప్రూవ్ చేస్తేనే దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ హ్యావ్. అందుకే సైనింగ్ రాటిఫికేషన్ అనే 2 టర్మ్స్కి చాలా డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. సైనింగ్ అండ్ రాటిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎ ట్రీటీ ఈస్ నాట్ సేమ్. యూఎస్ మీరు చూస్తే చాలా ట్రీటీస్ని సైన్ చేస్తుంది, బట్ ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ రాటిఫై. ఓకే, major things in different international treaties. US and sign just, but it don't ratify. Ratification is important. Similarly here also, here countries have to sign and ratify. Okay, but India also have ratified this, but there is no international law here. Okay, with respect to this, we did not create any law, and how much we are giving, this is not relevant for your exam. Then what about gravitational waves? What is a gravitational wave? It is nothing but when you throw a stone in water, what type of things will be created? Ripples will be created, right? Yes or no? When you throw a stone or something into water, ripples will be created, right? Same way in space, these are the ripples created. How and when they are created? When a big star, okay, like sun, when it explodes, okay, when it explodes, in supernova explosion and all, these gravitational waves are created. Okay, so we know the reason, but how they are formed and when they are formed, we don't know the timeline and all these things. So to better understand these things only, we are having some observatories, right? LIGO observatories, have you heard about this? LIGO, LIGO, laser interfered. You didn't have in 2015 itself, because for the first time, okay, till then we didn't have any technology to observe how the motion of gravitational waves is there and all. For the first time, LIGO based telescopes in US, 2 telescopes are there in USA, they have detected first time gravitational waves. In the same year, next year, UPSC has asked 2 times consequently about this question, LIGO. 2 years same question with different options, that's it. Okay, that is the importance, because for the first time we have detected gravitational waves. 2 years UPSC have asked that question. Okay, same way you also should focus on. UPSC doesn't pick questions randomly. Lot of important things only will be picked by UPSC. Okay, if anything happens for the first time, or if it is so much in news, then it will attract the eye of examiner. Okay, so focus on these things. So gravitational waves are nothing but ripples in space time created by most violent or energetic processes in the universe, like stars explosion. Okay, they will explode into themselves and all. So Albert Einstein was the first person in 1916, under his general theory of relativity, he first time proposed that there is some gravitational waves, or there is a concept of gravity. Gravity means what? Normally in this theory of relativity, what happens is, normally light travels in a straight line, right? Okay, but whenever it passes through an object which is having gravity, it is taking a curve. Okay, that is what he observed for the first time, and he gave under this general theory of relativity. Okay, for this he was awarded Nobel Prize in 1921. Okay, so who are all Indians awarded Nobel Prize? At least 5 names చెప్తేనే ఈరోజు అందరు బయటకు వెళ్తారు. Oh, nice. For then Kailash Satyarthi for peace, along with Malala Yousafzai, Pakistan, jointly awarded. Okay, then C.V. Raman for Raman effect or Raman spectrography. Okay, then Mother Teresa. I'm Indian, huh? Huh? Not from India. అయితే ఇండియాలో సిటిజన్షిప్ రాదా? ఎలా వస్తుంది? ఎక్వైర్ అంటే ఏంటి? టెరిటరీ ఎక్వైర్ చేసుకుంటే ఎక్విజిషన్ ద్వారా వస్తుంది. మేము టెరిటరీ ఎక్వైర్ చేసుకున్న దాంట్లో రాలేదు. వాట్ ఆర్ ఆల్ వేస్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్వైరింగ్ సిటిజన్షిప్? Simply you can remember Brian. Birth, registration, acquisition, naturalization, descent. Okay, ఈ 5 వేస్లో పార్లమెంట్ త్రూ సిటిజన్షిప్ అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 1955, ఎందుకంటే కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ 1950లో మాత్రం ఎవరు సిటిజన్స్ అనేది చెప్పింది. తర్వాత ఎవరైనా మనమందరం సిటిజన్స్ అవ్వం మా లెక్కన. ఓకే, మనం సిటిజన్స్ అవ్వాలంటే పార్లమెంట్ ఒక లా తీసుకొచ్చి క్వాలిఫికేషన్స్ ఏంటి, ఎలిజిబిలిటీ ఏంటి అనేది చెప్పి దాని ప్రకారం సిటిజన్స్ అవ్వచ్చు అని చెప్పి 1955 యాక్ట్ చెప్పింది. దోస్ 5 వేస్ ఆర్ దీస్. ఓకే, అండ్ మదర్ తెరెసా బికేమ్ ఏ సిటిజన్ త్రూ దిస్ న్యాచురలైజేషన్. అంటే ఒక ఇండియన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ 22 లాంగ్వేజెస్లో ఒకటి వచ్చి 11 ఇయర్స్ మినిమం ఇండియాలో రిసైడ్ అయ్యి ఏ కేసులు లేకుండా అట్లా కొన్ని క్వాలిఫికేషన్స్ ఉంటే దెన్ దే విల్ బికమ్ న్యాచురలైజ్ సిటిజన్. షీ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ న్యాచురలైజ్ సిటిజన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. అండ్ డూ రిమెంబర్, ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియాగా కంటెస్ట్ చేయాలంటే ఇండియాలో బై బర్త్ ఆర్ న్యాచురలైజ్డ్ సిటిజన్ బోత్ కెన్ కంటెస్ట్. ఓకే, బట్ ఇన్ USA ఓన్లీ సిటిజన్ బై బర్త్. Okay, no other person is allowed there. That is what. Okay, Mother Teresa is also an Indian citizen through naturalization. Okay, then only 4. Another one, Amartya Sen. Very good. Okay, medicine లో ఎవరికి రాలేదా? ఫిజిక్స్ చెప్పారు, కెమిస్ట్రీ చెప్పలేదు, మెడిసిన్ చెప్పలేదు. ఓకే, టేక్ దిస్ as homework for next class. Read about Nobel Prize winners of 2023. Okay, all fields లో నేమ్స్తో పాటు ఏ ఫీల్డ్లో వాళ్ళకి నోబెల్ ప్రైజ్ వచ్చింది. అంటే పర్టికులర్ మెడిసిన్ ఉందనుకో, మెడిసిన్లో ఇయర్ ఎవరికి వచ్చింది? mRNA వ్యాక్సిన్స్ డిస్కవర్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి. సో యూ నీడ్ టు ఫోకస్ ఆన్ mRNA. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ UPSC is expecting from you. They don't ask you names. నేమ్స్ ఎక్కడ అడుగుతారు? స్టేట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్లో అడుగుతారు. ఓకే, దెన్ కెమిస్ట్రీలో క్వాంటమ్ డాట్స్. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఈస్ క్వాంటమ్? మీకు క్యూబిట్స్ అని అడిగారు ఈజీగా. UPSC ఏం అడగదు ఎక్కువ, అక్కడేం మీ ప్రొఫెసర్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండాలి అని ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయట్లేదు. క్యూబిట్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు క్వాంటమ్ టెక్నాలజీ. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్, బట్ జస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ అన్ ఐడియా. దట్స్ ఇట్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ UPSC is asking. సేమ్ అలా ఏ ఇయర్ మీరు ప్రిపేర్ ఏ ఇయర్ రాస్తున్నారో ఆ ఇయర్ నోబెల్ ప్రైజెస్ ముందు ఇయర్వి. దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, అండ్ ఆల్సో 2023 Nobel Prizes at the same time you also note down who are all Indians who have been awarded with Nobel Prize. Okay, 9 మెంబర్స్కి వచ్చింది. నేనే చెప్పాను నెంబర్, బట్ రైట్ డౌన్ దేర్ నేమ్స్ అండ్ దేర్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, బికాస్ స్టేట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి అది ఇట్ విల్ హెల్ప్. ఓకే, దెన్ here this is what I told you about laser interferometer gravitational wave observatory. What is the main purpose of this observatory? Observatory means to observe something. What it is observing? Gravitational waves through laser interferometers. This is what. Okay, so this is world's largest gravitational wave observatory. This has observed in 2015 for the first time. It has detected gravitational waves. Because of that significant issue, significant achievement only, UPSC have asked that question. Okay, so it is in 2 places, Hanford in Washington and also Livingston. Both are in USA only. In India we have established. Okay, so where is that project? In Maharashtra. Okay, Hingoli district of Maharashtra. Similar to these observatories, India has also launched, but it will be operational from 2030 only. Okay, it is still under construction. It is not fully made. So to detect gravitational waves. Okay, this year if you have remembered, there is a dark sky reserve inaugurated in which particular area? India's first dark sky reserve, Ladakh. Okay, do remember because it is the first dark sky reserve of India. Okay, And then this is another radio telescope. So similarly, whatever you have seen here, SKAO you have seen, right, Square Kilometer Array Observatory, this is an international observatory by a group of countries, right, but India has its own radio telescope observatory. This is this GMRT, okay. So it is one of the 6 largest telescopes in the world. It is located at this particular place in Pune. Okay, this is also very important. It is a low frequency radio telescope that will help in understanding astrophysical things. Who developed this? National Center for Radio Astrophysics. Okay, this was developed in 2000 onwards. It is in operation. Okay, to detect about radio waves and gravitational waves. This is from the side of India. Next, we are going to discuss about free movement regime. Okay, so why this was in use between India and Myanmar. So in prelims perspective, here you have to remember which are all the bordering countries, okay, bordering states with Myanmar. Okay, what are the states without seeing? India states, I am asking, not Bangladesh. Indian states. Look down and answer. Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Nagaland. Yes, very good. Okay, these are the 4 states which border Myanmar. Okay, so this northeast is so much important in Indian map. Okay, very much important because they can ask you, like, you know, from More to like they have asked a question, right? More to some place in Kottayam, I think. They have asked how many states you have to travel. That is not again a state question asked by UPSC, because in that year only Kaladan multimodal project was inaugurated. In Kaladan multimodal project is a project between India and Myanmar. It starts from More in Manipur. Okay, that is why if you know that More is in Manipur, then only you can answer that question. Okay, it was not again a random question. అది ఎందుకు అడిగారు అంటే మోరే అనేది మణిపూర్లో ఉంది అని మీకు తెలిస్తేనే అక్కడి నుంచి కేరళకి ఎన్ని స్టేట్స్ మీరు మినిమం పాస్ అవ్వాలి అనేది ఆన్సర్ చేయగలరు. సో దోస్ థింగ్స్ విల్ బి ఆస్క్డ్ బికాస్ ఇట్లాంటివి న్యూస్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫోకస్ అపాన్. ఓకే, నౌ వాట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రీ మూవ్మెంట్ రెజీమ్? ఫ్రీ మూవ్మెంట్ రెజీమ్ మీన్స్, see here the name itself is saying free movement. Okay, means normally when you want to travel from one country to another country, what do you require? Visa. Visa means official permission to entry, right, by that country. But what happens here is free movement means without visa also some people are allowed to enter between these 2 countries. Which 2 countries here? India and Myanmar. Why such provision is made? Yes, very good. Because India and Myanmar, if you do remember in history, Anglo-Burmese wars happened, right? Okay, that means between British India and Myanmar, boundaries were demarcated at that point of time in 1800s. So at that time, British, will they look into all the nitty-gritties and they divide clearly? You might have learned in history also. Radcliffe Commission is about India-Pakistan boundary, right? Okay, so at that point of time, if you have known more about it, Radcliffe never visited India, right? He never visited India. Without coming to India, without having any idea about India, he was asked to demarcate boundary between India and Pakistan. That is a sorrow state at that point of time. Okay, without having any knowledge how he can advise that this should be the boundary line and all. That will create lot of tensions, right? You know, India's partition was a blessed, like whatever the worst bloodshed happened, that is happened in India-Pakistan partition only, because there is no clear demarcation on what grounds you are demarcating, which area went to which country. There is no stated ground also. Okay, at that time also same thing happened. So if one particular tribe or one particular people belonging to one communal or particular tribe or anything is there, so they got divided among 2 countries. Okay, so they have to move from one country to another. No, for example, if 2 brothers are there, if they got divided, okay, so they cannot be separated, right? After partition, they cannot say you are not my brother and all. So at that point of time, for these people, okay, because of these things, they are allowed to cross the border without visa. Okay, every day requiring visa is not advisable, right? So how much they can travel is 16 kilometers. Okay, from the boundary they can travel. Means Indian people can enter Myanmar, Myanmaris can enter India, and within 16 kilometers. And how it will help? Apart from this, trade also can be boosted, right? Yes or no? If people exchange, okay? So from here and there, products will be exchanged and it will help also in trade. Next, what are the minus points of this? Very good. Infiltration, okay? Illegal migrants are entering into India from Myanmar. And at the same time, if you know, there is golden triangle and golden quadrilateral. Have you known about this? What is it related to? Drugs. Yes or no? Okay. Golden crescent and golden triangle we have. What is golden triangle? Laos, Myanmar and Thailand. Okay. So these three are golden triangle. They appear like triangle on a map. Okay. Golden crescent is Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran. Crescent like this it will be looking. Okay. So from here also we have drugs into India, and from golden triangle, that is Laos, Myanmar and Thailand. From these three countries also drugs are entering into India. So if you are keeping borders without any visa, okay, easily drugs also can enter into India, right? And arms also, arms smuggling and all. So some, you know, Northeast is very famous for insurgency. People are fighting for separatist movements and all. So at that time they require some arms and money. You know, China is always eagerly waiting for these things to happen, right? So it will supply money, arms and all the things required. So this is one issue created by this free movement regime, okay. Apart from this, mainly why it came to an end now? It was in pictures from so many years, but why suddenly government now said that this free movement regime will come to an end? Yes. Not only Manipur because of recent thing we are remembering Manipur, but with respect to Assam also illegal migrants, okay, National Register of Citizens is their NRC is conducted there, okay. At the same time, if you see Rohingyas, especially Rohingyas are coming from Myanmar, okay, because those are religious minorities belonging to Islam, okay, and Myanmar is a Buddhist dominated state. So from there they are persecuted and they were fleeing to Bangladesh and sometimes to India also. So more people are coming to Manipur and Mizoram because those are the bordering states. So when these people are coming, what happens? There will be lot of pressure on the state government also, no, because they will take some resources. So natives are not in a position to give them their share of resources. So because of this illegal migrants increasing day by day, so now free movement regime, not only that but arms, drugs and illicit trafficking and all these things, because of these things free movement regime was coming to an end, okay, between India and Myanmar. So from prelims perspective, what are the things you have to remember? Bordering states you have to remember, okay, and you also have to remember these things like golden crescent, and these things can be asked. And what are the important things between India and Myanmar, okay. So from prelims perspective, what are the bilateral relations we have between India and Myanmar? Before that, let me know what are the groupings in which India and Myanmar are members? International groupings in which both India and Myanmar are as members. క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా, అర్థం కాలేదా? కొన్ని గ్రూపింగ్స్ చెప్పండి, నేనే ఎరుకుంటా దాంట్లోంచి. బీమ్స్టిక్, బీమ్స్టిక్లో ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు? మయన్మార్ ఉందా? బీమ్స్టిక్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటి, ఎందుకు ఫామ్ అయింది? Formed in 1997, recently it completed 25 years of its existence last year. It was so much in news, okay. UPSC direct ga BIMSTEC member countries అడగొచ్చు, okay, or మీకు చూస్తే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ 2022లో ఇలా అడిగారు, SCO అడిగి ఇట్లా 3 గ్రూపింగ్స్ అడిగి దీంట్లో ఇండియా దేంట్లో మెంబర్ అని అట్లా అడగొచ్చు, లేదా బిమ్స్టెక్ అను సార్క్ ఇలా 2 గ్రూపింగ్స్ ఇచ్చి రెండిట్లోనూ కామన్ మెంబర్షిప్ ఉన్న కంట్రీస్ ఏంటి అని అడగొచ్చు. ఇలాంటివి ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా మీరు హోల్డ్ చేసుకోకపోతే ఇంకా ఎలా? మీరు చేయట్లేదు అంటే someone else is doing there. You are pulling you out of your race. Yes or no? See, BIMSTEC ఇక్కడ వరకు ఈ ఈసీ తీసేయండి, ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ మెంబర్ కంట్రీసే, ఓకే. వాట్ ఆర్ దీస్? ఇది బంగ్లాదేశ్ బే ఆఫ్ బెంగాల్ లిటోరల్ కంట్రీస్తో ఫామ్ అయిన గ్రూపింగ్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్. ఇవన్నీ ఫౌండింగ్ మెంబర్స్ అనుకోండి. బంగ్లాదేశ్ బీ ఫర్, ఓకే, ఐ ఫర్ ఇండియా కదా. ఇండియా వస్తుందా ఇరాన్ వస్తుందా? మనం ఇండియాలో ఉన్నామంటే మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నామంటే ఐ ఫర్ ఇండియానే కదా. ఓకే, దెన్ ఎం ఫర్, అరే ఇప్పుడు వరకు మాట్లాడింది దేని గురించి? మయన్మార్. ఓకే, ఎస్ ఫర్ శ్రీలంక, టీ ఫర్ థాయిలాండ్. ఓకే, ఈ 5 కంట్రీస్తో పాటు 2 చిన్న కంట్రీస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏంటవి? నేపాల్ అండ్ భూటాన్. పాపం వాటికి బే ఆఫ్ బెంగాల్ లేదు కదా, వాళ్ళకి యాక్సెస్ ఇవ్వాలంటే మనమే ఏదో ఒకటి చేసి ఇవ్వాలి కాబట్టి ఆ 2 కంట్రీస్ని కూడా బిమ్స్టెక్లో యాడ్ చేశారు. ఓకే, సో ఈ ఈసీ బదులు ఇక్కడ మీ ఓన్ కోడ్ పెట్టుకోండి, లేదంటే నేపాల్ భూటాన్ సెపరేట్గా రిమెంబర్ చేసుకోండి. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఏమంత పెద్ద డిఫికల్ట్ థింగ్ ఏం లేదు, ఇట్లా కొన్ని కోడ్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. వెన్ ఎవర్ వీ హ్యావ్ టైమ్ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, హౌ టు ఈజీలీ రిమెంబర్. సార్క్కి ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటారు? ఎంబీబీఎస్ చదివారు ఎవరైనా? అది పెయిన్ఫుల్గానే ఉంటుంది, ఆర్ పెయిన్ని ట్రీట్ చేయడానికి ఎంబీబీఎస్ ఏదైనా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దీస్ ఆర్ సార్క్ కంట్రీస్. ఓకే, వాట్ ఆర్ దోస్? ఇక్కడ ఏమంటే మయన్మార్ కాదు, మయన్మార్ ఈస్ సార్క్ అంటే ఏంటి? సౌత్ ఏషియన్ కదా. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ మయన్మార్ వస్తే ఏషియన్ అనేది ఇంకొకటి ఉంది కదా, అది సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియన్ కంట్రీస్కి ఉంది. సో ఇక్కడ మయన్మార్ రాదు. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ ఏమంటే మాల్దీవ్స్. ఓకే, బీ ఫర్ బంగ్లాదేశ్, ఈ బీ ఫర్ భూటాన్. ఓకే, ఎస్ ఫర్ శ్రీలంక, పీ ఫర్ ఏ ఫర్ ఆఫ్ఘనిస్తాన్, ఐ ఫర్ ఇండియా, ఎన్ ఫర్ నేపాల్. 8 కంట్రీస్ గ్రూపింగ్. ఓకే, ఈజీలీ ఇన్ దిస్ వే యూ కెన్ రిమెంబర్. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ మయన్మార్ని పెట్టొద్దు, దట్ ఈస్ అ బ్లండర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఏషియన్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఇంకో క్వశ్చన్ ఎట్లా ఫ్రేమ్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే ఏషియన్ గ్రూపింగ్ ప్లస్ బిమ్స్టెక్ కలిపి ఏ 2 కంట్రీస్ ఆర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ బోత్ అని అడగొచ్చు. విచ్ 2 కంట్రీస్? మయన్మార్ అండ్ థాయిలాండ్. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ దీస్ 2 కంట్రీస్ ఆఫ్ బిమ్స్టెక్, మయన్మార్ అండ్ థాయిలాండ్, ఆర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఏషియన్. ఓకే, ఏషియన్ is a 10-member grouping, right? Okay, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Brunei, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, all in you have these countries. Okay, so these are all 10 countries part of Southeast Asian Association, that is ASEAN. Okay, in this way. Next, BIMSTEC కాకుండా ఇంకేమైనా ఉన్నాయా? ఇండియా, మయన్మార్. ఇండియా ఏషియన్లో మెంబరా? ఇక్కడే చెప్పాను కదా, సార్క్లో మెంబర్ అంటే ఏషియన్లో అవ్వదు. సౌత్ ఏషియన్కి సార్క్, సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియన్కి ఏషియన్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్. డైరెక్షన్స్ తెలుసు కదా, సౌత్ ఇది మనం ఇలా ఉన్నాం. ఓకే, సౌత్ ఈస్ట్, ఇది ఈస్ట్, ఇది సౌత్ ఈస్ట్. ఈ డైరెక్షన్లో ఉన్న కంట్రీస్ సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియన్ కంట్రీస్. క్లియర్? ఓకే, దెన్ వాట్ ఆర్ అదర్ థింగ్స్ బిట్వీన్ ఇండియా అండ్ మయన్మార్? ఎస్, India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway is there. Okay, you can travel from India to Thailand by road. మీకు ఓపిక ఉంటే. ఓకే, ఫ్రెండ్స్తో థాయిలాండ్ వెళ్ళి చిల్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ ట్రావెల్ బై రోడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఇండియా టు మయన్మార్, దెన్ టు థాయిలాండ్. ఇండియా, మయన్మార్, థాయిలాండ్ trilateral highway. Okay, 3 countries highway. That is another project. Then Kaladan multimodal project. Okay, Kaladan is a river. Okay, between India and Myanmar. So you know, because you know most of the times India ki north east ki chicken neck or Siliguri corridor antam, endukante it is very narrow stretch. Okay, but అలానే మీరు మొత్తం అరుణాచల్ ప్రదేశ్కి ఆర్ మయన్మార్ బార్డరింగ్ కంట్రీ స్టేట్స్కి వెళ్ళాలంటే చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. ఓకే, అలా కాకుండా సీ రూట్ ద్వారా మనం ఏదైనా మయన్మార్ నుంచి అక్కడి నుంచి ఇండియా బార్డరింగ్ స్టేట్స్కి పంపించడానికి ఏం చేసిన ప్రాజెక్ట్ కలాదన్ మల్టీమోడల్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. ఓకే, దెన్ యూ ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ Mekong Ganga cooperation. Okay, Mekong is a river in Mekong. Ganga is a river in only India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. No, sure. Okay, So between some states, I am not going to reveal that because this is also one important objective, okay, and prelims based question already asked in UPSC, which of all the countries are part of Mekong Ganga cooperation also. So India and Myanmar both are part of this also, okay. Then you also have to look into any defense related collaborations are there between India and Myanmar. Is there any collaboration or any joint exercises between India and Myanmar? Defense exercises tells kada, bilateral exercises will be there. Check that also after the class, okay. So these are the main things. Now we'll be quickly saying these things, okay. So here, so Union government is all set to scrap this free movement regime along the Myanmar border. Free movement is nothing but without requiring visas, okay. They will be crossing, but now after this taking off, okay, they will be requiring visas to enter Myanmar, okay. So these are the bordering states: Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, okay. So out of these, which are part of 6th schedule? 6th schedule states em cheppandi quick ga? Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, AMTM, you can remember, okay. Assam ledu, Meghalaya no, Tripura, Mizoram, means this is only part of 6th schedule, okay. Just recap. Then what are the security concerns, okay? Secessionist movements, you know, Nagalim create cheyali ani gaani, lekapothe Manipur lo kuda violence, support to insurgents and terrorists in India. So you know Myanmar, you know Uri movie if you have seen, okay? Initial shot, whatever the Indian forces, they will be entering into Myanmar, akkada chestaru first operation. Meeku Uri movie chusara? మూవీస్ కూడా చూడరా? ఉరి అటాక్ జరిగింది తెలుసా ఇండియాలో, ఓకే. దట్ వాస్ ఎ గుడ్ మూవీ, వాచ్ ఇట్, ఓకే. అట్లీస్ట్ సమ్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ పేట్రియాటిజం విల్ డెవలప్ ఇన్ యూ, okay. So that movie initial shot was shown in Myanmar only. Indian forces will enter Myanmar because some forces are taking their shelter in Myanmar and they are operating against India. వాళ్ళు ఇండియన్సే, బట్ ఇండియాలో ఉంటే మన పోలీస్ ఆర్ ఆర్మీకి దొరుకుతారు కదా, అందుకని వాళ్ళు మయన్మార్లో ఉంటూ మయన్మార్ సపోర్ట్ తీసుకుంటూ ఇండియా మీద అటాక్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఎందుకు అంటే వాళ్ళ ఓన్ డిమాండ్స్, సెపరేట్ స్టేట్ అనో లేకపోతే ఏదో ఒకటి రీజన్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వన్ another thing. In narcotic smuggling, drugs and arms, as I told you, okay. So border management as part of internal security, when you study as part of GS3, one main thing is you have to know borders తెలుసుకున్నప్పుడు bordering forces కూడా తెలుసుకోవాలి, okay. Like for Pakistan, BSF, Bangladesh, yes, Pakistan, East Pakistan అన్నప్పుడు బంగ్లాదేశ్కి ఎవరు ఉంటారు? Same BSF, okay. BSF is the world's largest border guarding force, okay. Then for Nepal, SSB, Sasastra Seema Bal, okay. For Bhutan also same force, because previously Nepal and Bhutan we have open borders, but now recently because of counterfeit notes entering from Nepal, we started in like placing this particular force also, okay. You know Nepal India, what they'll say, roti beti rishta, okay. Anta close relations undevi India Nepal manjulo, okay. That is another thing. Afghanistan ki border unda India ki ever ledannadi, దేశ ద్రోహులు ఎవరు వాళ్ళు? 100 kilometers plus border ఉంది, but that is under POK, so we don't have any bordering force there. Next, China, ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, okay. Then Myanmar, Assam Rifles, okay. This is the ancient force, British time lo create in 1800s lo, okay. This will guard for Myanmar, okay. ఇంకేమున్నాయి బార్డరింగ్ కంట్రీస్? ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా ఇంకా? సో ఇట్లా మీరు ఇంటర్నల్ సెక్యూరిటీ చదివేటప్పుడు బార్డరింగ్ కంట్రీస్, వాటి ఫోర్సెస్, వాటి మ్యాండేట్, ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ కూడా తెలుసుకోవాలి, ఓకే. సో హియర్ ఫర్ మయన్మార్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అస్సాం రైఫిల్స్. దే ఆర్ ఆల్సో కన్సిడర్ దెమ్ యాజ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఆఫ్ నార్త్ ఈస్ట్, okay, because north east Assam Rifles is a main force. And then here modern weapons are also, okay, we are installing modern weapons, okay, to sensors and all this for better security. Border fencing also, electric fencing and all. At the same time infrastructure ni kuda develop chestunnam, okay, roads and all, or border markets also, integrated check posts and all. This is not important. For IS, internal security, you can write down. Free movement regime means it is a pact between India and Myanmar that allows tribes, okay, living either side of the border to travel up to 16 kilometers inside into another country. What is important? Without visa, okay, and this is initiated in 2018, okay. Later we have called off. Why? Because this was initiated as part of Act East policy. Initially, you know, during PV Narasimha Rao's term, Look East policy was launched 1992, okay. Just not looking, we have to act, okay, just not looking in the class, but you also have to act, okay. Similarly, here also Act East policy was launched, okay, by present government, that is BJP government, okay. So when they started this 2018, as part of this, this was initiated, okay. Then what is the main intention is, because in 1826 British have demarcated boundary between India and Myanmar, but what happened, they divided people of same ethnicity, okay, across the border without their opinions. So that is why if they wanted to freely move, okay, they should not require any need of visa. Because of that, they wanted to increase local trade and business also. For these things, we have initiated free movement regime across 2 countries. And but what happened, unfortunately, it helped in illegal immigration, drugs and gun runnings and all, okay. So these are the minus points of this particular thing. Then what is the current status? You know, military coup, junta happened in Myanmar, okay. So democratically elected government was removed by military coup, okay. So this happened in 2021. After this, you know, after coup, refugees started entering into Bangladesh and India. So many people are coming. So that is why in 2022, government of India suspended. Suspended means temporarily they gave a halt to this regime, okay. So from where they are entering in, from Myanmar to Mizoram and Manipur, around 40,000, 50,000 people are coming and they are staying and they are occupying these lands. That is why we gave a stop to this particular thing. And now what happened is, insurgent groups are also there, okay, gold smuggling, illegal migrants are there. Because of this, we wanted to stop this, okay. Now this is a recent current affair. Again, ST status for Hatti communities, okay. So what is important from prelims perspective we will be discussing. So who will notify an ST in India? President. Is it president or governor? Then for states, who will notify? For states also president only? No role for governor? Before that, let me know what are all necessary qualifications or criteria for a tribe to become a scheduled tribe. Is every tribe a scheduled tribe in India? Yes? Please answer, right? I am not going to punish you. Yes? మీలో కూడా ఒక ఫీచర్ ఉంది ఇప్పుడు, షైనెస్. ట్రైబ్స్కి కూడా షైనెస్ ఉంటుంది టు కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ ద మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్. యాజ్ యూ ఆర్ షోయింగ్ యువర్ షైనెస్ టు ఆన్సర్ అండ్ ఆల్, దే ఆల్సో విల్ హ్యావ్ దేర్ షైనెస్ టు కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ ద మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్ సొసైటీ, ఓకే. మీరు చూసే ఉంటారు కదా సెంటినల్ ట్రైబ్స్, తెలుసా? డాక్యుమెంటరీ వచ్చింది, ఒక అమెరికన్ చంపేశారు కదా 2018లో. యూ డిడ్ంట్ సీ? Sentinel tribes are there in Andaman and Nicobar, okay. North Sentinelese Island undi. So those are most remotely located tribes. They don't have any contact, okay. So tsunami appudu వాళ్ళని మనం evacuate చేద్దామని చూస్తే వాళ్ళు హైలాండ్స్కి వెళ్ళి ఉన్నారు. కొంతమందిని బయటకు తీసుకొస్తే 2 hours లోనే వాళ్ళు చనిపోయారు. అంటే అస్సలు వాళ్ళు బయట వాళ్ళ ఏరియా తప్ప బయటకు వస్తే కూడా వాళ్ళు ఉండేలా లేదు, వాళ్ళ బాడీస్ లేవు, రెస్పాన్స్ లేదు, ఓకే. సో ఇన్ దట్ వే దోస్ ఆర్ రిమోట్లీ ఆర్ యూ కెన్ సే రిమోట్లీ లొకేటెడ్ ఆర్ ఐసోలేటెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్ సొసైటీ. అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ఆల్ అదర్ థింగ్స్? Distinct language, okay. Culture, next. Less population, okay. Declining population, stagnant economy. Stagnant economy ante stagnant economy, stagnant ante enti? Not growing, it is remaining the same, okay. So what is the mainstay for the tribal people? Either hunting, gathering, or sometimes whatever they collect from the forest produce they'll be selling in the markets and you know, again middlemen will be there, so much of less money they'll get, okay. So means stagnant economy, there won't be any growth like what Indian economy is getting and all, okay. So in that way, so these are some criteria. And recently, you know, why I have included this topic is because tribes are given lot of importance by Government of India, right. We have initiated in this budget only a separate mission, PVTG mission. That question was also asked. Why? Again, because in that year only this PVTGs is a news, okay. Sentinelist tribe happened, no, that issue happened and it was so much in news at that time. And Sentinelists are one of the PVTGs from Andaman and Nicobar. So because of that issue happened in that year, next year UPSC has asked a question on PVTGs. So you need not know more about it. Actually what UPSC will give you is, it will give clue in your question itself, okay. So if you just know that there are 75 PVTGs, okay, అంత విషయం జరిగినప్పుడు మీరు అంతా తెలుసుకోకపోయినా కొంచెం తెలుసుకుని 75 PVTGs ఉన్నారు ఇండియాలో అని తెలుసుకుంటే ఆ ఒక్క స్టేట్మెంట్తో మీరు ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు ఆ క్వశ్చన్. బికాస్ 90 PVTGs అని ఇచ్చారు, ఆ 90 ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్ తీసేస్తే ఒకటే ఒకటి ఉన్న ఆన్సర్, అంటే రిమైనింగ్ 2 స్టేట్మెంట్స్ మీకు తెలియకపోయినా పర్లేదు. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ UPSC ఇస్ హెల్పింగ్ యాక్చువల్లీ, బట్ వీ ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ ఏ పొజిషన్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద క్లూ. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? అంతేనా? ఎప్పుడైనా అడ్వెంచరస్ గేమ్స్ ఆడి కీ ఇచ్చి మనం బ్లైండ్ అయితే ఎలా ఉంటుందో యూపీఎస్సీలో కూడా మన ఫేస్ అలానే ఉంది. యూపీఎస్సీ క్లూ ఇస్తుంది. డూ రిమెంబర్, మార్క్ మై వర్డ్, స్టేట్మెంట్ బేస్డ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఈజీ. డైరెక్ట్గా క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చి 4 ఆప్షన్స్ చూస్తే మనం షార్ట్గా ఉంది అది ఈజీ అనుకుంటాం, బట్ దట్స్ నాట్ ద ఈజియెస్ట్ థింగ్. వాట్ ఎవర్ ద స్టేట్మెంట్ బేస్డ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, మీకు ఎన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్స్ పెరిగితే అంత ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది ఆ క్వశ్చన్. డూ రిమెంబర్ దిస్, ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ మీరు ఎప్పుడు ప్రిలిమ్స్ అటెంప్ట్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు డోంట్ ఇగ్నోర్ ఎనీ స్టేట్మెంట్ బేస్డ్ క్వశ్చన్, ఓకే. అట్లీస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఎలిమినేషన్ ఏదో ఒకటి మీకు బ్లైండ్ గెస్ట్లోనే అది అటెంప్ట్ చేయండి. స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ABCD క్వశ్చన్స్ అలాంటివి చేసేదానికి రిస్క్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది మీకు, ఓకే. ఎందుకంటే స్టేట్మెంట్ బేస్డ్ క్వశ్చన్స్లో ఒక్కటి ఎలిమినేట్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళు ఆడ్ మెన్ అవుట్ లాగా ఒకటి ఇస్తారు, అది మీరు ఐడెంటిఫై చేయగలిగితే చాలా ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేటట్టు ఉంటాయి ఆప్షన్స్, ఓకే. అలా ఆ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది, ఓకే. ఈ పీవీటీజీ మిషన్ అనేది కూడా గవర్నమెంట్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తుంది కాబట్టి యూ హ్యావ్ టు నో వాట్ ఆర్ ద క్రైటీరియాస్ ఫర్ STs, హౌ మెనీ PVTGs ఆర్ దేర్, which type of like schemes are getting implemented for their benefits, and which is a nodal ministry, okay. If you have seen 1-2 years back they have asked a question with respect to forest rights. Enduku Supreme Court ఆ ఇయర్ చెప్పింది Forest Rights Act ని స్ట్రిక్ట్ గా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయమని. సో FRA అనేది నోడల్ మినిస్ట్రీ ఎవరు? స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్. అదేం పెద్ద మీరు FRA సెక్షన్ వైజ్ చదవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, ఓకే. ఆ యాక్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసే మినిస్ట్రీ ఎవరు? ఎందుకంటే FRA అనేది అప్పుడు సుప్రీంకోర్టు జడ్జ్మెంట్ వల్ల సో మచ్ న్యూస్ ఉంది కాబట్టి అది ట్రైబల్ అఫైర్స్ మినిస్ట్రీనా, ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్ మినిస్ట్రీయా? అది ట్రైబల్ అఫైర్స్. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఏమిస్తుంది UPSC? ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్ ఇస్తుంది. ఫారెస్ట్ రైట్స్ అనగానే ఫారెస్ట్ అంటే ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్ మినిస్ట్రీ, క్లిక్. ఫస్ట్ ఏనే BCD కింద కూడా వెళ్ళాం మనం. That is what UPSC plays a trap over there, okay. That is what you have to remember. Then here Hatti community belongs to Himachal Pradesh, okay. So they were given ST status, okay. So state government of Himachal Pradesh has issued a notification, but actually who will notify? It is the President of India under Article 342 clause 1 of Indian Constitution. 342, you need not remember, but just in case if you remember, well and good. So why it is so much in news? Here Himachal Pradesh government has finally issued a notification to give ST status to Hatti community. Who notifies it? President under Article 342. This is very important for your prelims. Largest number of tribal communities are found in Odisha. Even PVTGs also, okay. Highest number of PVTGs are there in Odisha itself, okay. ఇందాక చెప్పిన క్వశ్చన్లో ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇది, అది మీకు తెలియకపోయినా 75 PVTGs ఉన్నారు, 90 లేరు అని తెలిస్తే యూ కెన్ ఆన్సర్ దట్, ఓకే. ఆఫ్టర్ ఒడిస్సా సెకండ్ హైయెస్ట్ PVTGs ఆర్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, ఓకే. దెన్ 702 నోటిఫైడ్ ట్రైబ్స్ ఉన్నారు. ట్రైబ్స్ అందరిలోనూ హైయెస్ట్ ఒడిస్సాలో ఉన్నారు వీళ్ళు. నో ట్రైబ్స్, అసలు ట్రైబ్సే లేని స్టేట్స్ ఏంటి? హర్యానా, పంజాబ్, చండీగఢ్, ఢిల్లీ అండ్ పుడుచ్చేరి, ఓకే. దీస్ ప్లేసెస్ హ్యావ్ నో ట్రైబ్స్ ఎట్ ఆల్. సో దెన్ దీస్ ఆర్ వ్యాలిడ్ ఓన్లీ విత్ ఇన్ దట్ స్టేట్, ఓకే. ఒక స్టేట్లో ST can be a non-ST in another state. There is no thumb rule that once ST notified, he will be ST forever. Okay. So one state to another state, it will vary. Okay. That is what you have to keep in mind. Then this is what in mains, in case if you want to write 8.6% of population, because present census was not conducted, right? Till then you have to follow 2011 itself. Okay. 8.6 population, and you have Tribal Affairs Ministry established in 1999. Okay. Previously it was under Ministry of Social Justice, where you have SCs, PWDs and all these persons will be taken care by this ministry. Okay. Then these are the constitutional safeguards. Okay. Quick the recap. 15 clause 4, 15 clause 5 deals with, yes, discrimination. Clause 4 and 5, employment opportunities in public, okay, public educational, sorry, public employment, there should be no discrimination. 29, right of minorities to conserve their language, script, culture and all. Okay. Then 46, yes, this is a DPSP. Okay. So there is a duty or directive on the state to protect the interests of ST, STs and other people. Okay. This is a DPSP. These are fundamental rights. And another thing you can remember here is these 3 fundamental rights are available only to citizens of India. Okay. Tell me what are the articles? Citizens and non-citizens? Easily you can remember. If you remember this, fine. Okay. Or otherwise if you remember this also, easy. Okay. Here easily I am saying 14, 20 to 28. Just if you remember this, you can answer this also, right? Okay. 14, right to equality. From 20 to 28, all articles are also available for foreigners. Okay. That means here you can write 15, 16, 19, 29, 30. That's it. If you remember this, ignore this. If you remember this, ignore this. Any one, try to remember. Don't remember both. Then what happens? Okay. Then 350A for instruction in mother tongue. Okay. Minorities have a right to be instructed in their own mother tongue till primary education. Okay. Then 350B, Special Officer for Linguistic Minorities. This is a constitutional post. Okay. Do remember this. Okay. This is for linguistic minorities. Minorities are of 2 types in India, linguistic and religious minorities, right? Religious minorities are 6 in India. Okay. Then linguistic means language based minorities. In Telangana, you know, Telugu and Urdu are official languages. Any person who is speaking other than Telugu and Urdu will be considered as linguistic minority in Telangana. Okay. That is what. Then economic safeguards, 244, 1/5 schedule areas. Okay. You know, this deals with 244 to 6th schedule areas. AMTM we have discussed just now. 275 statutory grants. Okay. Statutory grants given to these states, especially 5th and 6th schedule states. Then political safeguards, 164 Tribal Affairs Ministry for Bihar, MP and Orissa, because these pockets will have larger tribal population. So there should be a Tribal Affairs Ministry separately, mandatorily for these states. 330 reservation for STs in Lok Sabha. You know, recently for which community reservation was recalled? Anglo-Indians. Very good. Okay. There is no more Anglo-Indian representation in Lok Sabha. How many are there in Lok Sabha previously? 2. In assemblies? 1. Okay. That was not there now. 334, 10 years. Okay. You know, every 10 years reservations gets extended. 243 for with respect to local bodies. Okay. And 371 is a special status for northeast states. You know, A for Nagaland, like that we have 371 A, B, C, D, like that we have, no. For those also we have some political safeguards. These are the related schemes related to tribals. You can quote in any mains related answer. This is PVTG mission is very important, and this is a Vandan Yojana. One means forest. Okay. So whenever you are trying to sell your forest produce and you are trying to make income out of it, okay, this scheme is getting implemented for tribals. Then legal provisions, you know these acts, right? Okay. Untouchability Act, there is, okay, prevention of untouchability, it is CST atrocities. PESA Act, you know, this is very important, right? This also is very favorite area of UPSC. Okay. Then this is Forest Rights Act, so much in news. Okay, so who are all having forest rights? What is the age minimum? How many years they have to reside in to get qualification under FRA? 75 years. Very good. Okay, so that is means you have to show that from 75 years you're residing in that country, and otherwise, or your generations. Okay, you have to show, then only you will be given land rights in the forest. Okay, that is the main objective. Then what are the issues faced? Land alienation, poverty and indebtedness, health and nutrition and education. These are the problems. Then inclusion. Okay, so these are the criteria normally. Okay, so what are the criteria is indications of primitive traits. Primitive means, ప్రిమిటివ్ అంటే ఆది మానవులు అంటాం కదా, అంటే వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఉన్నారో అలానే కంటిన్యూ చేస్తున్నారు వాళ్ళ ట్రైట్స్. ఓకే, సో their dressing style or their living style, you know, like they'll be using these corns and all these things, right? Okay, leather to they'll try to cloth them and all in those ways. Primitive traits. And distinctive culture, they will have unique culture. Geographical isolation, they're separated from mainstream. Shyness of contact with community. Backwardness. So these are the main things, but most important thing is these are not defined in the Constitution of India. Okay, there are some committees like Lothur committee, Zaza committee, there are some committees on tribals, so they have spelled out that these are the criteria to demarcate some people from tribal people. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. Then National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Okay, this is a constitutional body. Okay, so initially there is no commission for scheduled tribes, there is only a commission for scheduled castes, but later it was bifurcated in 2003. Okay, and it came into force in 2004. It added 338A. Okay, 338 is National Commission for Scheduled Castes. 338A, A అంటే ఏంటి, ఏదైనా ABCD అనిపించాయంటే అవన్నీ అమెండ్మెంట్స్ అని. ఓకే, సో 89th amendment in 2003 has inserted this 338A ST Commission. 338B NCBC, రీసెంట్గా కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ స్టేటస్ ఇచ్చాం కదా, స్టాట్యూటరీ నుంచి కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ 338B. Okay, do remember this. So this, what is the objective? Again, to provide safeguards to scheduled tribes. So what are all the members? Chairperson, vice chairman and 3 members will be there. So mainly appointed by president by warrant and seal. 1 member should be a woman, and also you can see here chairman and vice chairman, and members will have 3 years term, not eligible for appointment more than 2 terms. Okay, these are the criteria. All the related things we are discussing. Next, we are going to discuss about a geography concept, that is tsunami. Okay, you know recently tsunami has struck Japan, right? Okay, so initially earthquake came, then tsunami alerts were also given. Okay, so what is tsunami? సునామీ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎవరైనా పుట్టారా? ఎవరు పుట్టలేదు ఇక్కడ. 2004. మరి ఎవరు అందరు క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్ పెడతారంటే అందరు పోస్ట్ 2004 షాక్ అయ్యాను నేను. అలా అంటే 19s ఉండాలి కదా మీరు. ఓకే, సో సునామీ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎస్ జైంట్ సీ వేవ్స్, రైట్? ఓకే, పెద్ద పెద్ద వేవ్స్ వచ్చి కోస్ట్ని ఇండియన్ చేస్తే సునామీ అంటాం. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద రీజన్స్ వై జపాన్? ఓకే, పాపం అనే కంట్రీస్ ఏమున్నాయి? జపాన్, ఇండోనేషియా, ఇవే కదా ఎప్పుడు మనకి న్యూస్లో ఉండేవి. ఐదర్ వాల్కనిక్ ఎరప్షన్స్ లేకపోతే సునామీ ఆర్ ఎర్త్ క్వేక్స్, ఇవి బాగా జరుగుతాయి. అక్కడే ఎందుకు జరుగుతున్నాయి అది మనకు కావాలి. ఓకే, యూపీఎస్సీకి కూడా అదే కావాలి. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే జపాన్ అనేది ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఐలాండ్ కంట్రీ. యునో ఏ ఓషన్లో ఉంది? ఇండియన్ ఓషనే కదా. అది సీ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ ఓషన్ కదా. ఇప్పుడు అరేబియన్ సీ ఉందంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ అన్ ఓషన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ బిగ్ ఓషన్, రైట్? మనం జాగ్రఫికల్గా కన్వీనియంట్గా ఉండడానికి కొన్ని నేమ్స్ పెడతాం, దట్స్ ఇట్, రైట్? ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ విచ్ ఓషన్? పెసిఫిక్ ఓషన్. నేను ఇండియన్ ఓషన్ అంటే అవును అని అనలేదు, థ్యాంక్ గాడ్. ఓకే, జపాన్ మనకు దగ్గరలో ఏం లేదు కదా, ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ పెసిఫిక్ ఓషన్. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఈస్, ఇఫ్ యూ సీ హియర్ జపాన్ చుట్టూ ఈ ప్లేట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏంటి ప్లేట్స్? ఎస్, హియర్ యూ హ్యావ్ పెసిఫిక్ ప్లేట్, యూ హ్యావ్ నార్త్ అమెరికన్ ప్లేట్. ఓకే, 4 ప్లేట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, ఈ 4 ప్లేట్స్ ఏంటి? నార్త్ అమెరికన్ ప్లేట్ పైన ikkada Eurasian plate, okay, Europe and Asian plate, you know, that is why Himalayas were formed when Indian plate got collided with Eurasian plate, okay. So adi ikkada Philippine plate and you have Pacific plate. So 2 continental plates unnai, 2 oceanic plates unnai, okay. Ee plates valla tsunami enduku vachindi? Yes, what? Yes, టెక్టోనిక్ ప్లేట్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి అసలు ఫస్ట్? ఇదేంటి, కోన్ ఐస్ క్రీమా? క్రస్ట్, mantle, core, okay. So what is lithosphere? Crust plus upper mantle, okay. Crust plus upper mantle together we call lithosphere, okay. Lithosphere has so many tectonic plates, okay. So plates eppudu they move, okay. So plates again they have oceanic plates and continental plates. That is a basic concept, you know, quickly, okay. So whenever, so normally when these plates move, okay, 3 chances will be there. Either they converge, means they come to each other, or they diverge, or slide each other, okay. అంటే జస్ట్ ఇట్లా రబ్ అయ్యి వెళ్ళడము, పక్కన వెళ్ళడం అలా జరిగే ఛాన్స్. సో దీస్ 3 chances can happen in plate movements, okay. So when 2 plates converge, what happens? Does a subduction happen every time? In case if there is continent convergence, okay, 2 continental plates are getting converged like Eurasian plate and Indian plate. Ikkada ocean plates em levu kada, then if they two converge, then what happens? Will there be any subduction? Yes. So what happens is here there won't be any subduction, okay. Subduction jarigite volcanism jarugutadi, okay. Anduke Himalayas lo manaku volcanism ledu kada, okay. Why? Because continental plates both same ఉంటాయి మాస్ అనేది. బట్ వెన్ కాంటినెంట్ ప్లేట్ అండ్ ఓషియానిక్ ప్లేట్ కన్వర్జ్, బికాస్ ఓషియానిక్ ప్లేట్ ఇస్ డెన్సర్, కాంటినెంటల్ ప్లేట్ ఇస్ లైటర్, ఓకే. నార్మల్గా డెన్సర్ ఉన్నదే కిందకి వెళ్తుంది కదా, దట్ ఈస్ వై వెన్ కాంటినెంట్ అండ్ ఓషియానిక్ ప్లేట్ కన్వర్జ్, వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్? This is oceanic plate that gets subducted and continental plate will be above, okay. Because of this what happens when this is going down, okay, as you go deep into the earth, what happens? Heat will be more, magma, so it is again getting buried in magma, okay. So this again will be created up, okay, it will be uplifted up in the form of volcanism, okay. So this is one reason. And if 2 oceanic plates converge also, there won't be any subduction, okay. Will there be any subduction or no? Yes. Why? One of the weaker plates subducts, then that should also happen in continent convergence also, right? సరే, కన్వర్జెన్స్లో ఎలాంటి ఫీచర్స్ కనపడతాయి మనకి? I am asking, in convergent plate boundaries, will there be any creation of crust or destruction of crust? How creation will happen? I am just explaining here, right? Ikkada oka crust part lopaliki veltundante it is getting destroyed, right? Avuna kada? Some part which is denser is going into the earth. Adi magma lo kalisa hotness ki it is melting out and again it will form part of magma and it will come out, okay. That means it is getting destructed. Always do remember, ikkada convergence vaste that is resulting in some destruction, okay. Divergent plate boundaries vachinappudu em avutundi, ivi konni tensional forces valla the plates will get separated. Aa forces nunchi em avutundi, fault create avutundi ga, some zone is created, through that volcanism is coming out. So volcanism vaste em avutundi, magma కూల్స్ కదా ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైమ్ అయినా, అక్కడ మ్యాగ్మా కూల్ అవుతే ఏమవుతుంది? ఇగ్నియస్ రాక్స్ అట్లాంటి అంటే కొత్త క్రస్ట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతోంది, ఓకే. సో డిస్ట్రక్టివ్ ప్లేట్ బౌండరీస్ ఆర్ అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఆఫ్ న్యూ క్రస్ట్, ఓకే, ఆర్ క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ న్యూ క్రస్ట్. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇటు సైడ్ ఎవ్వరు తలుపట్లేదు, నిద్ర వస్తుందా? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్? అర్థమైందా లేకపోతే మళ్ళీ చెప్పనా? ఈ హాఫ్ అస్సలు ఏం నాట్ చేయట్లేదు. జస్ట్ లెట్ మీ నో, ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్ ఆర్ నో? ఎస్, ఓకే. ఇక్కడ ఈ డైవర్జెంట్ చోట ఇక్కడ సీ ఫ్లోర్ స్ప్రెడింగ్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. అంటే కొత్త క్రస్ట్ క్రియేట్ అవ్వడం వల్ల మనకి ఓషన్ ఎలాంటి ఫామ్ అవుతాయి? మిడ్ ఓషానిక్ రిడ్జెస్ ఇక్కడ ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. మిడ్ ఓషానిక్ రిడ్జెస్ అంటే ఏంటి? నథింగ్ బట్ మౌంటైన్స్ ఓన్లీ, బట్ సబ్మర్జ్డ్ అండర్ మౌంటైన్, సారీ అండర్ సీ ఆర్ ఓషన్, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, అవి బయటకి అంటే మళ్ళీ వాల్కనిజం జరిగి వాటి హైట్ లెగిస్తే అప్పుడు మనకి ఎలా కనిపిస్తాయి? ఐలాండ్స్ లాగా కనిపిస్తాయి, అంతే. ద సింపుల్ లాజిక్. ఓకే, సో వై నౌ జపాన్ మీన్స్ Japan is located at this place. Okay, convergent boundary. Any convergence manam chusnattu Eurasian plate okati, it is continental, right? Okay, then you have second one North American plate, this is also a continental plate. Okay, then you have Pacific plate, then you have Philippines plate. Okay, idi minor plate, these are major plates. Okay, these are oceanic, these are oceanic. When these get converged, there is some submergence, right? Okay, so ఆ submergence వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది? ఇక్కడ ఈ ఫాల్ట్ క్రియేట్ అయ్యి రిలీజ్ ఆఫ్ ఎనర్జీ కెన్ హ్యాపెన్, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎర్త్ క్వేక్. ఓకే, సో వెన్ ఎర్త్ క్వేక్ హ్యాపెన్స్, అది ల్యాండ్లో అయితే ఓకే దెర్ వోంట్ బి ఎనీ సునామీ. బట్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ అండర్ ఏ సీ ఆర్ ఓషన్, ఏమవుతుంది? ఎర్త్ క్వేక్ వల్ల సడన్గా ఎనర్జీ రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది కదా. ఓకే, ఆ అంత సడన్ ఎనర్జీ రిలీజ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతాయి? ఓషానిక్ వేవ్స్ డిస్ప్లేస్ అవుతాయి, అంటే కొంచెం హైట్తో వచ్చి పడతాయి. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ సునామీ. ఓకే, సునామీ విల్ బి ట్రిగర్డ్ వెన్ ఎర్త్ క్వేక్స్ హ్యాపెన్ అండర్ ఓషన్. Okay, that is one main thing. Or landslides happen under ocean, or any explosion happens under ocean. Okay, so sometimes drilling operations ivanni untayi kada, alantivi emna equipment fail ayya explosions jarigina it can trigger, but tsunami natural ga anta height legavu. Okay, so that is what, these are the reasons why Japan is so prone. Did you understand now? Because it is located at convergent plate boundaries. Okay, this is what you have to remember. So you know 7.5 magnitude. Magnitude is measured on Richter scale. Okay, magnitude means how much is energy released, that is measured by Richter scale. Intensity means how much is the damage caused, that is measured by Mercalli scale. Okay, Mercalli scale is another one. So this has hit Japan, triggering tsunami waves. How much height? 1 meter height waves have come. So what is the vulnerability? Because plate tectonics, you can see it is at the convergence of major tectonic plates, that is why it is highly susceptible to seismic activity, means earthquake. Tsunami అనేది natural గా దానంతట అదే జరగదు. ఓకే, ఐదర్ వాల్కనిజం జరగాలి ఆర్ ఎర్త్క్వేక్ ఆర్ ల్యాండ్ స్లైడ్స్, ఇవన్నీ కూడా అండర్ ఓషన్ ఆర్ అండర్ సీ జరిగితేనే అంత ఎనర్జీ ఆర్ అంత జరిగిన దానికే డిస్ప్లేస్ అవుతాయి, వేవ్స్ వచ్చి కోస్ట్ తగులుతాయి. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ సునామీ. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. So this is what Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, you know. Okay, because this is the area where Japan is also located here. Okay, so Pacific Ring of Fire means it is the area where most of the tectonic plates are getting converged. ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూసారు జపాన్ దగ్గర 4 ప్లేట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, ఇంకా ఇటువైపు మైనర్ ప్లేట్స్, లార్జ్ ప్లేట్స్ అన్ని కలిపి చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అందుకని మీరు చూస్తే ఎప్పుడు పెసిఫిక్ సర్కమ్ పెసిఫిక్ బెల్ట్ ఆర్ పెసిఫిక్ రింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఫైర్ 90% of earthquakes or volcanism will happen over this region only. Okay, next most important region is this mid Atlantic ridge, second most. Okay, then you have third is Alpine Himalayan belt. ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే హిమాలయాస్ ఆర్ very prone to earthquakes, but there is no volcanism recorded in Himalayas because this continental convergence. Okay, this is what you have to remember. Okay, mid Atlantic ridge అంటే నేను ఇందాక చెప్పాను, ఇక్కడ ఏ బౌండరీస్ ఉంది? డైవర్జెంటా కన్వర్జెంటా? మిడ్ అట్లాంటిక్ రిడ్జ్ క్రియేట్ అవ్వాలి అంటే డైవర్జెంట్. ఓకే, డైవర్జెంట్ అంటే 2 ప్లేట్స్ ఇట్లా డైవర్జ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఓకే ఇక్కడ వాల్కనిజం జరిగి న్యూ లావా okay it is getting solidified again, it is forming part of ఇలా ఎప్పుడైనా మ్యాగ్మా వాల్కనిజం ఇలానే జరుగుతుంది కదా, వెంట నుంచి వచ్చి ఇలా కూల్ అవుతాయి. అది కూల్ అయ్యాక కొన్ని ఇయర్స్ పడుతుంది ఇదంతా మనకి. ఓకే, సో ఇది ఇలా అండర్ వాటర్లో క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది మౌంటైన్ సిస్టమ్ అనేది. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ మిడ్ అట్లాంటిక్ రిడ్జ్. ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ హైట్ దే విల్ బి విజిబుల్ యాజ్ ఐలాండ్స్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్. ఓకే, ఇది థర్డ్ రీజన్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ రీజన్స్ వేర్ వాల్కనిజం ఆర్ ఎర్త్క్వేక్స్ హ్యాపెన్. ఓకే, this is another thing you have to remember. This I have explained, right? Convergent plate boundaries. Pacific Ring of Fire, seismic activity. What are all the plates involved? I have explained here. Pacific, Philippines, Eurasian and North American plate. Okay, that is why Japan is prone more. Then subduction zones I have explained, right? Okay, Pacific and Philippine sea plates are subducting because these are oceanic plates. Oceanic plates are denser. That is why they subducted. Continental plates like Eurasian plate and North American plates will be above. Okay, so that is why this is reason for more seismic activity. So earthquakes can trigger volcanism also. That is why tsunami happens. Okay, so tsunami risk I have explained. 2011 tsunami has hit this Fukushima nuclear plant also in Japan. Okay, so that is worst nuclear disaster, and coastal impact also because of large coastline, because it is an island country, it is also vulnerable. That is another reason for Japan. So you know, giant oceanic waves which are created by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions under the ocean. This is most important thing. Okay, only if they happen under ocean, then it can trigger tsunami. Okay, so tsunami waves have low frequency, so long wavelengths and higher energy. Okay, so they occur over entire ocean basins. ekkadaina avvochu, ఏ ocean లో అయినా avvochu, earthquake volcanism జరిగితే ఎక్కడైనా జరగవచ్చు. They don't have anything. Okay, and do remember, ఎప్పుడైనా deep waters లో ఉంటే అక్కడి నుంచి కోస్ట్కి వచ్చేసరికి ఎనర్జీ తగ్గిపోతుంది కదా, సో స్లో వేవ్స్ వస్తాయి. షాలో వాటర్స్లో జరిగితే ఎనర్జీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది సునామీకి. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్. Then these are the factors behind creation of tsunami. So underwater earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, underwater landslides, any meteorite or asteroid impact on the ocean. Okay, meteorites, you know, no, they will fall from the sky into on the earth. Okay, in case if it hits on the ocean, then our force valla displace avvochu waves. Okay, so this is underwater explosion also. Okay, now another question is, there is a Ramsar site created by an asteroid impact. Which is a Ramsar site? In India. In 22 only it got status as a Ramsar site. Lonar Lake. Okay, it was created by an asteroid impact, right? Okay, so it is one of the Ennunai 75 Ramsar sites in India. Okay, then India as part of Indian Ocean tsunami warning system. Okay, this is one important thing you have to remember. Okay, then ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుందంటే దే విల్ బి సెన్సార్స్. ఓకే, సో వెన్ ఎవర్ సమ్ seismic activity happens underwater and all, immediately these get activated and these bodies will get information so that they will alert coastal communities. Okay, అంటే మనకి డేస్ వీక్స్ ముందు జరగదు, బట్ earthquakes and tsunamis are sudden disasters. You know, sudden and gradual disasters ఉంటాయి. Volcanism or mountain building ఇదంతా gradual. Okay, earthquakes ఇలాంటివి sudden disasters, they don't have much time. Okay, so then we have INCOIS. You know, INCOIS is in Hyderabad itself. This is a nodal body for tsunami related things. Okay, so this is very important for prelims. Recently UNESCO IOC means Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission is there. So this has identified some villages part of Odisha as tsunami ready initiatives. Means in case if tsunami touches this coast also, they are prepared. Okay, this is the first time such recognition was given to India. That is why it is very important for your prelims. Okay, they cannot directly ask you the names, but they can ask you the state also. Okay, so this is very important. Venkatraipur and Noli Sahi village in Odisha, they have been awarded with this tsunami ready initiative by UNESCO IOC. This is very important. Okay, and India is the first country to achieve this distinction. Okay, this is very important because India is first. Then we'll discuss some facts quickly. Okay, then what is this country? Kyrgyzstan. Okay, this is part of Central Asia. Okay, you know Central Asia countries, right? So which countries? These are all Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, then you have Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and how many countries are part of Central Asia? What are those countries? Tajik and Turkmenistan. So here why this I am mentioning, because recently this country has notified snow leopard as their national symbol. Okay, that is why it is in news. You know, this is snow leopard. Okay, this is one of the 7 big cats. Okay, ఇది ఎందుకు పిక్ చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది అని అంటే, big cats are in use by some way or another. For example, cheetah reintroduction happened, tiger census were released. Okay, 50 years of Project Tiger we have completed. Snow leopard. These are all part of 7 big cats. India Big Cats Alliance and kuda proposed jastundi if you have seen. Okay. Because of all these things, these will assume lot of importance. Okay. Then from this prelims perspective, you have to know snow leopard, what is its habitat, what is its conservation status. Okay. So what are initiatives from the side of India to conserve the snow leopard? These things you have to focus upon. So the reason is it has been declared as national symbol of Kyrgyzstan. Okay. Then habitat, mountainous. Snow means mountainous region, easily you can remember, of Central and Southern Asia. Only in these parts only you will see snow leopard. Okay. Central Asia 5 countries, South Asia means SAARC countries only you will be seeing this. Okay. So in India where we will find it is Western Himalayas. Western Himalayas means Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal, Uttarakhand. Eastern Himalayas means Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So, and in another thing you have to remember is Himachal and Uttarakhand, 2 countries, okay, they have, sorry, 2 states have this snow leopard as their state animal also. Okay. Then Project Snow Leopard was launched by Government of India in 2009. Okay. So what are all other projects we have? Project Tiger we have 1973. Then Project Elephant 1992. Okay. Project Crocodile we have. Project Hungul. Hungul, you know? Hungul. Hungul ante enti? See, whenever స్పీసెస్ గురించి మీకు ఇంపార్టెంట్ స్పీసెస్ మాత్రమే యూపీఎస్సీ ఫోకస్ చేస్తుంది. లైక్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ చూసారు. ఓకే. ఇండియన్ స్క్విరల్ గురించి అడిగారు క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే. అల్బోరియలా ఇవి అలాంటివి మీరు ఏం చేయలేరు. నేను అలాంటివి అన్నీ మీరు అది నాక్టర్నల్లా లేకపోతే యాక్టివ్ డ్యూరింగ్ డేనా అవన్నీ చదవమని నేను చెప్పాను. బట్ అవి అవుట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ పాకెట్, మీరేం చేయలేరు అలాంటివి. అలాంటివి వస్తే అందరికీ అంత డిఫికల్టీ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. ఎక్సెప్ట్ మీకు ఆ టైంలో మీరు వేసిన రాయి తగిలితే తప్ప. ఓకే. బట్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి, ఇట్లాంటి స్పీసెస్ ఏమైతే న్యూస్లో ఉన్నాయో. ఓకే. దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫోకస్ మోర్ ఆన్ దోస్. ఓకే. సో రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, ఓకే, స్నో లెపర్డ్ రిలేటెడ్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ ఏంటి, దీస్ థింగ్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫోకస్ అపాన్. సో హియర్ 2009లో ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. వై మీన్స్ దే వాంటెడ్ టు ప్రిజర్వ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ స్పీసెస్. ఓకే. దెన్ కన్జర్వేషన్ స్టేటస్ వల్నరబుల్. ఓకే. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ఆల్ క్రిటికల్లీ ఎండేంజర్డ్ స్పీసెస్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, అవన్నీ మీరు తెలుసుకోవాలి. ఓకే. Critically endangered ante those are at the verge of extinction, right? Okay. So these things from India, at least from India you should know. Okay. Maximum ఎంత ఉంటాయి, 10 to 15 ఉంటాయి స్పీసెస్. ఓకే. అవి నేమ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, బట్ హ్యాబిటాట్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే. 10 to 15 చేయొచ్చు. డైలీ ఒకటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నా ఈజీలీ యూ కెన్ రిమెంబర్. ఓకే. రీసెంట్గా నమ్దఫా ఫ్లయింగ్ స్క్విరల్ ఉంది కదా, ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సీన్ ఇన్ ద న్యూస్ పేపర్. Okay, after 40 years it was spotted again. This is also one of the critically endangered species. Namdafa flying squirrel. Namdafa ante ekkada? Namdafa Tiger Reserve, Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. So this is one of the critically endangered species. 40 years tarvata malli spot chesam manam. Okay, that is why it is so much in news. Alantivi important. CITES Appendix 1. Okay, IUCN తెలుసు కదా, this is an NGO, it is not a intergovernmental organization, do remember, NGO. Again, CITES means Conservation for International Trade in Endangered Species. This is so much important, okay, because it completed recently 50 years of its existence, 1973 2023. 50 years of its existence. So it is so much in news. They can ask a question. Okay. CITES. Next. So దీనికి మీరు తెలిస్తే CITES, although it provisions తెలుసుకోండి, UNEP, this is a nodal body which implements this CITES and all. Basic environment చదివేటప్పుడు you have to focus on these things because it is in current affairs. That is what I told you in the beginning only. Link your current with static. Okay. Then Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Schedule 1. Now you know this was amended and we have 2022 amendment, right, in Wildlife Protection Act. How many schedules earlier? Earlier we have 6 schedules. Now only 4 schedules are there. So 6 got reduced to 4. Okay. So these differences you have to understand. They can ask because in environment, what are the major focus areas I am saying you? Conventions, international conventions are very important. Okay. Then Indian environmental legislations are very important. Okay. Then aspects related to pollution, because you know pollution is very important recent times, air pollution related initiatives, anything. Okay. For example, if you say Delhi air pollution is so much in news, at that time also they can ask anything related to, okay, like for example, from stubble burning which of the following gases can be released and all such questions can be asked. So pollution is an important area. Biodiversity means these things will be part of biodiversity. Okay. Species related, any protection measures. For example, if you see Nilgiri tar, recently a conservation reserve were established in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So Tamil Nadu. So and also any for a particular species, if any state government or union territory or government of India, if it takes any measure, okay, then it is very important. Cheetah reintroduction. So those things are very important in biodiversity perspective. So see, when you read any subject, don't read it from cover to cover. Okay, just go through previous year questions, understand which are the focus areas of UPSC. For example, as I told you in environment, these things have to be focused first, like international conventions, environmental legislations, biodiversity, pollution. Okay, after covering these things on a good basis, then only go for other subjects. Okay, or other particular topics in environment. Okay, don't read it from start to scratch. Okay, then you don't keep anything in your mind also, there will be nothing. Okay, whatever you read, there should be good cost to yield ratio also. Okay, that is how you have to see. Then India's efforts are, there is a flagship species. High altitude means mountain, right? For mountain, we consider this as an ambassador type of thing. That is meaning of this flagship species. Flagships ante enti? Olympics lo flag bearers untaru kada, ante enti countries ni represent chestunnattu. So high altitude systems ki these are considered as flagship species. Okay, that is what meaning. So and it is part of global snow leopard conservation program since 2013, and also Himalayan Sanrakshak community program was also started in 2020. There is also a population assessment, means survey type of thing, census type of thing also we are conducting. Then Secure Himalaya project, this is very important. They can ask you who are collaborating with this. Global Environment Facility, okay, and UNDP, United Nations Development Program, together they are doing this Secure Himalaya project. So who are all there? And also part of this snow leopard is part of 21 critically endangered species by Ministry of Environment under Government of India. Okay, species recovery ante vulnerable lo undi. Ippudu koncham conservation measures తీసుకుంటే you can remove it into a lower level in that way. Then there is also Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park, where we have established breeding. Breeding means what? Artificially you will try to breed it. Okay, that was established here. And this is global snow leopard conservation program. It is part of 12 countries. Okay, these 12 countries you can see here, and we have India also part of this particular initiative. Okay, Living Himalaya Network, in which India, Bhutan and Nepal. Okay, this is part of worldwide funds. Okay, so Fund for Nature, for this particular initiative it is contributing. Then this is the River Devika project. Okay, so you have seen this is one of the river rejuvenation program, and it is going to be North India's first rejuvenation program, okay, after Ganga. Because if you have seen in 2016, they have asked a question which is the first river interlinking project, okay, such things. Because do remember, anytime anything happening for the first time is very important for UPSC in whatever the sphere it can be, okay. So this is going to be North India's first rejuvenation project, okay. Ganga is like a large river, right? In North India, this is going to be. And what is the river interlinking project so much in news? Cane Betwa. Which tiger reserve is going to get submerged? Panna Tiger Reserve. Okay. Because of Cane Betwa interlinking, Panna Tiger Reserve is getting submerged. Okay, that is very important, you have to remember. So this is going to be North India's first river rejuvenation project. Okay, and soon only Prime Minister is going to dedicate this. So this is on the lines of Namami Gange. You know what is Namami Gange, right? Ganga is so much polluted, right? It is a national river also. Yes or no? What is national aquatic animal? Gangetic dolphin, right? Okay, you have to know at least national symbols. So Namami Gange is a project launched in 2015. Why? We have to rejuvenate, means we have to remove pollution from Ganga and we have to make it in a livable way. Okay. So in the same way, this was launched in 2019. So this is North India's, where it is located, Jammu and Kashmir. This Devika river is based in Jammu and Kashmir. You have to remember these, because river based questions, every year one question will appear in UPSC. Okay, they can focus on tributaries, they can ask city based rivers, okay, like where the city and located on the banks of which river, they can ask you such questions, anything you can expect. 1 year, every year 1-2 questions minimum from river systems. Okay, so this is part of National River Conservation Program. What they do, they develop bathing guards, and also encroachments will be removed, and also this water bodies, natural water bodies means streams will be restored, and they will develop some cremation grounds also. Funding 90:10 by center and UT, because Jammu and Kashmir is a UT. So UTs, you know, normally other states will have 60:40, but UTs and special category states 90:10, right, hilly states and all. So they wanted to improve the quality and they wanted to reduce pollution. That is the main objective of this project. What about the Devika river? It is considered sister river of Ganga river. Okay, so where it starts from Suddha Mahadev temple near Jammu and Kashmir district, and it merges with Ravi river. You know, Ravi is a tributary of Indus, right? Okay, you have Panjanath, right? What are those? These are 5, right? Okay. India and Pakistan, which rivers are there? Indus water treaty. Easily you can remember, Pakistan ICJ. Okay. International Court of Justice you have, no? Normally ICJ will not be on the side of Pakistan, but for Indus treaty try to remember as ICJ. Indus, Chenab, Jhelum. Here you can remember RBS. Okay. Whatever the way you remember. Ravi, Bias, Satluj, BRS. BRS is easy for you people, right? Okay. In this way you can remember. This is allocation of Indus water treaty. Okay. So this most important thing here is it merges with Ravi river. Okay. In Pakistan actually, not in India, it appears and disappears. That is why it is considered as Gupta Ganga. Gupta Nidulu. You know, no? Same way. Then last one is this convention, genocide convention. What is meant by genocide? Genocide means mass killing. Yes. So based on some data, okay, if you kill large people, that is called genocide. So recently what happened is South Africa has alleged Israel because Israel is not following this convention. What is this convention? 1948 genocide convention. Okay. So what is genocide means? Suddenly, like for example, attacks against communities to kill or to injure or anything, that is genocide. Genocide is a crime. Okay. Whether it happens during a war time or peace time, it does not matter. Okay. Whenever you kill some communities or attack some community, it is termed as genocide. Okay. So to whom it complained? To International Court of Justice. Okay. India ratified, you do remember this because they can make a statement. Okay. India ratified this convention, but there is no legislation, as I told you earlier. Okay. Article 253, we need to make a national law, right? But there is no national law, but we ratified this. Okay. That means we are not properly implementing this. Then what is International Court of Justice? This is a UN court. Okay. There are 2 courts, right? ICJ and ICC, International Criminal Court. Okay. This is UN body. This is not UN. Okay. Both are headquartered in Hague, Netherlands only. But this was formed by Rome Statute. Okay. Is India part of both? India is not part of this International Criminal Court. Okay. India is only part of ICJ. Okay. What is the main difference between these two is, in case of any legal disputes between 2 states, then it will be referred to ICJ. Okay. ICC, International Criminal Court, means in case of any wartime, okay, wartime crimes or any genocide related things, any criminal acts, those things will be dealt by International Criminal Court. Recently, if you have seen, an arrest warrant was issued by ICC against Vladimir Putin, okay, during Russia-Ukraine war. Okay. That means Russia is not a member of this ICC, otherwise they could have arrested. If any Russian president like Putin, if he visited any of these ICC member countries, then they can arrest him. That is what, okay, meaning of that particular thing. Here ICJ is so much in use because of South China Sea dispute. You know, China and other countries have South China Sea dispute, right? They have approached this. What this court has said? China has to abide, okay, but China is not abiding. So, but you have to do remember that whatever the final judgment given by ICJ, that is final and binding, okay. There is no appeal, because in India after Supreme Court you don't have any chance of appeal except mercy petitions and all, that is some other thing. Similarly here, this is like a Supreme Court for the world. There is no appeal, okay. This is what you have to remember. What type of cases? One case is legal dispute, okay, between states, and sometimes advisory opinions. For example, you know, UN affiliated organizations will be there like WTO, ILO. These are all specialized agencies of UN. In case if they refer some cases to this, then some advices, like you know, advisory jurisdiction is there for the president, right? Yes or no? Supreme Court, he can consult under Article 143 of Indian Constitution, right? Whenever he seeks an advice, President can consult Supreme Court. Similarly, any of the UN bodies or UN specialized agencies can consult this ICJ in some matters. At that time, it can give advisory opinions. So, now how many UN organs are there? You know, UN organs are there. IR ainda. Then 6. What are those 6? Quickly. General Assembly, very good. Security Council, yes. Very good. Trusteeship Council. WTO, no. No. Secretariat, then ECOSOC. Is ECOSOC an organ of UN? Inka cheppandi. Inka ఒకటి ఉంది. దీంట్లో అన్ని ఫంక్షనల్గా ఉన్నాయా? ఏది లేదు. ట్రస్టీషిప్ కౌన్సిల్ లేదు. సో 5 ఆర్గాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇదేంటో చెప్పండి లాస్ట్ వన్. Yes. UNESCO is a specialized agency. Who said ECOSOC? Economic and Social Council. Good. Okay. So these are 6 organs of UN. Okay. So these 6 organs are established by UN Charter itself in 1945. Similarly, ICJ also established in 1945. Okay. After World War II. World War I తర్వాత ఏం ఫామ్ అయింది? League of Nations. League of Nations form aina, it could not stop World War II. That is why it was replaced by UN. UN main objective enti to keep peace and security. Okay, World Wars lantivi raakunda undadaniki. So you know, General Assembly means all the members of UN. How many member countries are there now? 193 member countries are there. All countries part of UN. Then UNSC means how many will be there? 15 countries are part of Security Council. 5 permanent countries, 10 non-permanent countries. Okay, 5 permanent are US, Russia, China, France, UK. Okay, so Germany, Japan, Brazil, India are part of G4. They are expecting membership in UNSC. Okay, that is what you have to keep in mind. ICJ, this is what we are discussing about. So here, next, what is a composition? It will consist of 15 judges, okay, for 9-year terms. And do remember, for other exams UPSC doesn't ask, but so far 4 Indians are nominated to post of ICJ. Okay, means Indian judges, they are recommended to this ICJ. This is what you have to keep in mind. And they will be elected through absolute majority. That means 2/3 majority like in parliament, and 1/3 will be renewed every 3 years once. Okay, this is what you have to keep in mind. So once if they get nominated to ICJ, they should not represent their own country. Okay, they should not feel like Indian anymore, and they should be very neutral. That is what is expected. Okay, so this is all about ICJ. Okay, any questions? క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగట్లేదు అంటే ఏం అర్థం కాలేదు అని అర్థం. క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగితే ఐ విల్ సెండ్ యూ అవుట్.